My brother's weird habit just exposed my entire family. My brother has this thing where he remembers everyone's coffee order. Not just close family, everyone. My great aunt who visits once a year, he knows she takes decaf with oat milk. Our neighbor's teenage son, iced Americano, no sugar. The mailman, regular drip, 2 creams. It's like he has this mental database of every single person's caffeine preferences, and honestly, I always thought it was the most pointless skill anyone could have. Growing up, I'd watch him do this at family gatherings. Someone would mention they're tired, and he'd immediately offer to make a coffee run. Then he'd come back with exactly what everyone wanted without asking a single question. People would be shocked. "How did you know I like almond milk?" they'd ask. He'd just shrug and smile like it was nothing. I used to tease him about it relentlessly. "What are you, a human coffee menu? Why don't you memorize something useful like stock prices or historical dates?" He'd laugh it off and say that remembering small things about people makes them feel seen. I thought that was the cheesiest thing I'd ever heard. Like nobody actually cares if you remember their Starbucks order from 3 years ago. But he kept doing it. Every family dinner, every holiday party, every casual hangout. He'd show up with drinks for everyone. My mom loved it. She'd brag about him to her friends. "My son remembers everyone's coffee order. Isn't that sweet?" I'd sit there thinking, yeah, sweet and completely unnecessary. Last month, my parents decided to throw a surprise party for my grandpa's 80th birthday. They rented out a room at this nice restaurant, invited the entire extended family. People flew in from different states. Cousins I hadn't seen since middle school. Aunts and uncles I barely recognized. The place was packed. My brother showed up late, which was unusual for him. But when he walked in, he was carrying 2 of those cardboard tray carriers stacked with cups, like 12 different drinks. Everyone turned to look. My mom immediately started laughing. "Of course you brought coffee for everyone." He started making his rounds. "Aunt Linda, vanilla latte, extra hot," she gasped. "I can't believe you remembered." Uncle Pete got his black coffee with an extra shot. Cousin Sarah got her caramel macchiato with extra caramel drizzle. One by one, he handed out drinks, and every single person reacted like he'd just performed a magic trick. The whole room was buzzing. People were taking photos. My dad was filming on his phone. Someone joked that my brother should open his own coffee shop. I stood in the corner, arms crossed, thinking this was the most over-the-top, attention-seeking thing he'd ever done. Like, we're here for Grandpa's birthday, not a coffee delivery service. Then my brother walked over to my grandpa, who was sitting at the head of the table, surrounded by family. He held out a cup with both hands, almost ceremonially. "Grandpa, double espresso, 2 sugars, whole milk, just like always." My grandpa reached for the cup, but his hand stopped halfway. He stared at it like my brother was handing him something dangerous. Then he looked up with this expression I'd never seen before. Confusion mixed with something else. Fear, maybe. "I switched to decaf 6 months ago," my grandpa said quietly. "Doctor's orders. Heart thing." The noise in the room dropped instantly. Conversations stopped mid-sentence. Everyone turned to look. My brother's smile faded. He glanced down at the cup in his hand, then back at my grandpa. "But you've been ordering double espresso every Sunday when we meet for breakfast," my brother said slowly. "You ordered one last week, and the week before that." My grandpa didn't respond. He just looked down at his lap. My grandma, sitting next to him, turned sharply. "What is he talking about? You told me you stopped drinking caffeine." The table went completely silent. You could hear the air conditioning humming. My aunt set down her fork. My uncle leaned forward. Everyone was staring at my grandpa now, waiting for an explanation. My grandpa sighed, rubbed his face with both hands. I didn't think it was a big deal. 1 cup a week. The doctor was overreacting." My grandma stood up immediately. "We're calling Dr. Patel tomorrow morning." My aunt already had her phone out, texting someone. My mom looked like she was about to cry. Turns out my grandpa had been lying to everyone for months about following his doctor's orders, sneaking caffeine every chance he got behind the family's back. My brother's annoying coffee habit literally saved his life.